All right, let's talk about Superman. I've seen the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything. All I'll tell you is that I liked it. I had a lot of fun watching it. There's a lot of problems in the movie, though. It is not a perfect movie. In many ways, plot-wise and character development-wise, I would put it next to Deadpool and Wolverine. And now, that's also a movie that some people hated and some people liked. I think this movie is going to be very polarizing because it has issues, but it's also just a dumb, fun movie, like Wolverine and Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine was a dumb movie, but it was also a lot of fun. That's the best way I can sum up Superman. Superman is really silly, and I think, in fact, at times it's too silly, and I don't know how that's going to go over with people. I will tell you this. James Gunn needs to learn to just shut up and not get baited by stupid questions like he did with that London Times article, because all of the shit that he was talking about, like Superman as an immigrant and all this stuff, like that's not even a theme of the movie. Now, the kindness thing is, like, Superman is a good person, and in many ways, if you really want to talk about immigrants, Superman is actually the model immigrant. Clark Kent is a pre-1965 immigrant fully assimilated into American society, embodying the Christian conservative values of his parents. Now, his Kansas parents, Mom and Pa Kent, some people are going to have a problem with them, I think, but honestly, I think it's fine. They really do seem like just regular people from Tennessee or Kentucky. I don't know about Kansas. I don't know. Never met anybody in Kansas, so I don't know. But they also are portrayed as hardworking, simple, good people. And that's what they raised. They raised a good person through red state values. James Gunn, this is from the Bee, but it's actually right. James Gunn releases film about the importance of accepting morally upstanding white immigrants who speak perfect English, which is what Superman is. He's not hanging out in front of Home Depot trying to build decks for money. Like, he is an upstanding, good citizen, which kind of flies in the face of some things. But like I said, the movie has problems. Some of the CGI is bad at times, particularly this one scene with Guy Gardner where he was flying towards something. I don't want to spoil it. There's not much to spoil, though, to be honest. It's a pretty paper-thin plot. But when he was flying towards the kaiju, you've seen the kaiju in the trailers. His face looked really wonky. He's like, "Ooh, that is bad CGI." But for the most part, it's fine. Crypto is great. Crypto is going to sell a lot of merchandise. Here's the thing with this movie. This is a kids' movie. It's a movie that adults can enjoy, too. And I think that's fine, but kids are the ones that are really going to love it. I'm going to tell, because when I saw this movie, it was a packed house. Everybody, especially kids and women, were just oohing and on to that dog. So I think that dog is going to sell a lot of toys. So here's the thing with the box office. We don't know what this is going to do. I think that the real gamble is going to be the early access tickets that they did. In fact, I think it's kind of a smart idea now that I really think about it, because you're going to have positive word of mouth with this movie. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes score. Critics, I don't give a damn about the critics. What I do care about is the audience score. And that's right now sitting at 95%. All audiences at 88%, which is still pretty damn high. If you want, everybody who's seen this movie, as far as I know, had to buy the tickets through Fandango, which is what Rotten Tomatoes uses. So, verified audience is actually going to be, for right now, pretty damn good because of the fact that everybody had to buy their tickets through the site that Rotten Tomatoes uses. 95% is pretty high. I think this movie is going to have good, positive word of mouth, and that's what made Guardians of the Galaxy 3 a lot of money, was positive word of mouth. Legs and word of mouth really matter with a movie, and I think that this movie might end up doing okay. We'll see. The box office is still not good. Here's what Superman is tracking for at the box office: 100 plus domestically, 100 plus internationally. Already has 20 million in pre-sales domestically, so that'd be about 200 million opening, which is not bad. It needs to probably make about 700 million to make money. But here's the thing with this movie. I think crypto will sell a lot of toys. Now, with Godzilla King of Monsters, that movie bombed at the box office. But what saved that movie was merchandise sales. So I think James Gunn's comment when he said box office isn't the only factor of success with this movie, I think he's specifically talking about toys. I think this movie's going to sell toys. I think that dog is going to sell a lot of shit. They were selling dog bowls at my theater with him on it. I think that dog's going to sell a lot of toys and merch and shit, and that'll help this movie. We'll see. But I liked it. It's not a perfect movie. It's got problems. But like I said, I would put it up there with Deadpool and Wolverine. It's kind of on the level of that movie. If you enjoyed that movie, you might like it. And let me put it this way too. If you like James Gunn's work, you might like this movie. Because even if you like his work, you might not like it. Because it's really silly. It's very much a Silver Age-inspired comic book movie. If you don't like James Gunn's work, probably not going to like this movie. Yeah, there's nothing here that you will like if you don't like his work. So if you like his work, you might like it. Like I said, I think this movie's going to be polarizing with adults, but I think universally kids are going to like it, which is who this movie is for. They're trying to get the younger generation, really, with this. And, we'll see. I think all the actors did great. I liked just about everybody in their roles. And Jimmy Olsen is like a ladies' man in this movie. If it was a Marvel movie, he'd be gay. I think the silliness is actually something that could work in DC's benefit. While Marvel is grounded, DC should lean into the silly. I'll give one spoiler away now that we're 8 minutes into this video. One spoiler. So if you don't want the spoiler, click off. But it's not really a big thing. There is that scene where Superman comes in and he's putting his boots on, and there's that monster in the background. He wasn't really ignoring it. The Justice Gang was fighting it. And he was talking to Lois. And Lois, her reaction is like, it's like, this is just a Tuesday. This thing flying around. I like the silliness where people are just used to metahumans and monsters fighting all the time. Like, it doesn't even disrupt their day. They're not even worried about it. That's silly. I like that kind of aspect of this movie, and I think it's totally opposite of Marvel, and they should lean into that. While Marvel is grounded, be silly. Don't try to be like Marvel. I don't like the darkness of the Snyderverse, and if you're a Snyder fan, you're going to hate this movie. I don't like the dark Snyder stuff. This was a very, very happy, hopeful Superman. And all of those clips that they showed us, by the way, all of those in context make more sense. I think it was dumb to use those clips. The marketing for this movie sucks ass all the way around. They should have focused more on good scenes with the dog, because people love that. People are going to love that dog. So there we have it. Just because I'm curious. Oh, we don't have top critics yet. No top critics yet. But yeah, I think it's going to be polarizing because we've never seen a Superman like this. I'm going to tell you right now. But the tone of the character is there. If you, I don't know. I just think it's going to be polarizing for adults because it's so damn silly. But I do think kids are going to love it. I think kids are really going to like it, which is really what matters with this movie. But I liked it. I like Silver Age comics. I like Golden Age comics. Superman in the gold, silver, and bronze age was super silly. And I like that. Those comics are really cheap when I was a kid. You could get them at flea markets and garage sales and comic shops. They weren't going for a lot of money then because everybody was all about Marvel. So you could get stacks of those books real cheap. And I used to read the hell out of them. And this movie reminded me of reading those silly Superman books. So, I like the golden and silver ages. That's in the name of my comic book, Golden Patriot. The reason that's like that is because it's very much a golden age comic book, which is, something that I love. I love those old books. So that's something that I did with this book. And you can check it out for $17. Cover D's only $17. We got other covers, but if you just want to jump in, you can grab this one for $17. So, we'll see how this goes. It's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm really curious to see how Superman performs. So with that, let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, two American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.